although different material, but the concept, some of the concept will be related, some of the concept will be similar when we discuss concrete. Okay, when we want to use timber in construction, so again, strength and durability comes in. Same thing with concrete. Okay, when we want to talk about the strength and durability of the timber, so the timber must be also dense. Okay? So the microstructure of the timber also must be dense. So related to the size of the what we call a cell, cell of the timber. So later on we discuss. So again, it is not something totally new material. Okay, but the concept will be similar with concrete in terms of the strength, in terms of the durability, what are the requirements to achieve the strength and durability of the timber. So these are the same concept more or less. All right. Okay. So what we need to understand the properties, the structure of the timber, because it will relate to the strength and durability. So what are the factors that will affect the strength and durability of the timber? And then what are the timber products and also the application? Same thing lah. With concrete, we need to understand the properties of the concrete, all this material and so on. And then after that, application of the concrete. Application, we have normal strength concrete, we have high strength concrete. So for different applications. Same thing with timber. Okay. All right. So as we know, so timber is one of the oldest construction material, as we know. Probably 30 or 20 or 30 years ago, so many housing in Malaysia, in kampung-kampung, especially in village, so they use timber. Okay, at that time, so we have abundance of timber. But nowadays, the timber is start to depleted. So we change into the use of concrete, brick, block, and so on. So these are I would say the progress in terms of the construction industry. All right. So name of timber. So we have different names based on the function. For example, if say botany. So we have a name here. It's commercial. We have different name. But this is the name of the timber. But we need to understand is how this timber can be incorporated in our construction industry, how it can be used, what type of technology that we can use in terms of producing timber as construction material. For example, we have glue laminated timber, glue laminated timber, whereby this timber we glue together to produce bigger size. Or we have pressed wood, chipboard, and so on, plywood. So those are the end product of the timber. But initially, so we need to understand the factors that will affect the strength, factors that will affect the durability of the timber. Okay, so from the trees we cut, and then we go to the factories, and then we machine, and then we cut, and then up to the kita kata lumber ni, as a beam ke, as a column ke, as a rafter and so on. So this one. So from trees, this is the process. We cut and then we go to the bawah ni guna kayu lori ni, go, and then we cut to different sizes, and then we process. Before we use, so we need to reduce the moisture content of the timber. Because before we use in our construction, so we need to reduce the moisture content of the timber. So far, cuma ada 45 users. In this class, we have 49. Another 4 tak ada. Okay, so please take note everybody lah. Alright. So when we as engineer, we want to make sure that the structure is safe. For example, okay. What is the task of an engineer? Kabinesh. Kita punya task. Kabinesh. Where are you?
More active towards solving. To be more innovative to problem solving.
Tak apa clear lah Kabinesh. It's not very clear.
As an engineer, we should be innovative when comes to problem solving.
Okay, so we are problem solver. Kena ingat semua, everybody. As engineer, we are problem solver. We are solving the problem, any problem. So in order to solve the problem, so we need knowledge. So we need creativity. We need to think. We need to semua ni. Okay, it is not memorizing. If let's say you memorize only, okay, when we have a problem, I don't have this solution because I don't know. All the what are the things that I memorize is not suitable or not related to this problem. Okay, so not that way. Because when you become an engineer after another 2 years, another 2 years, you graduate and then you become an engineer. You may face different types of problem. So along the way, to graduate ni, so this is the process whereby you develop your skill, you develop your understanding, you develop your confidence, in order to solve the problem. Please everybody, All right. Okay. So in order for a structure to stand still, stand very strong like this, so the structure need good foundation. Same thing, you want to be good engineer, so you need a good foundation. Okay. Again, when you go out and become an engineer, you are dealing with concrete. So you need a good foundation related to concrete. Kena clear, Alright. It is not something that okay after this semester and then okay I finish free with the concrete. No. Because at the end of the day, when you go out, you are dealing with concrete. So many problems over there. Alright. So if let's say we make kita house using timber, so very nice, very nice and then very aesthetic point of view lah. Okay, for example, we can design like this. So do we have column here? Ada column tak ni? Nur Syafiqah. Nur Syafiqah Abdul Rahman.
Tak ada.
Ada kolom tak?
Ada, doktor.
Betul ke?
Dia suspended.
Suspended. Macam mana design ni?
Dia punya support dekat tingkap tu je yang belah.
Tingkap ni. Okay, alright. So which mean that siapa yang kena design ni? Ni arkitek mungkin dia nak macam ni tau. So who's going to design this?
Kita yang kena mematuhi mereka.
Siapa? Siapa kita tu?
Engineer.
Engineer, siapa engineer? You lah kan?
Ya, saya.
So we as engineer we must make sure that we understand how to design the safety. Kalau tak kena letak kolom lah sini.
Betul.
You see? So these are the things you must for everybody yes, we are in a group of this class about 40, 48 something, 49. We are friends, we are colleagues. But in terms of as individual engineer, what you want to achieve, what you want to be, be yourself. It is not the friend yang make you something macam ni. Be yourself. I want to be a good engineer. So macam mana? What is the term of good engineer? So you need to do that. Okay. Alright. So very nice. Rumah-rumah macam ni kan, very nice and very peaceful. Seems very peaceful. Okay. Alright. So in construction, so timber can be used as structural or non-structural application. Structural and non-structural applications. So, for example, as a column will carry load. As a beam here. And then roof truss. as a floor ini kat sini, as a slab. Okay. So these are the structural application. For non-structural, if let's say we have a wall here, parapet and so on. So timber can be used in many aspects in terms of our construction of a structure. However, we cannot use timber to build a high-rise building because of the limitation in terms of the properties of the timber itself. Alright. So normally when we have this very nice structure, nice buildings, for example, so it's a combination of different materials. For example, this one we have timber, we have glass. Later on, we discuss on glass. We have a brick and block here, masonry. So the slab, probably the slab we use timber also. So these are the combination. And then we can see the timber like this. This one is probably glue laminated timber, glue lam. So these are the different material that we use in order to produce our structure. Okay. Apa saya nak tanya ni? Taufik, where is Taufik?
Ya, Doktor.
Jawab soalan ni.
Tak nampak ada.
Hah?
Tak nampak skrin.
Tak nampak? Everybody can see my slide?
Can.
Huh? Can?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Taufik, macam mana you tak nampak? Kau you dengar je?
Ya, tahu. Macam putih tu.
Putih? Oh, your internet, your punya ni. Everybody okay kan? Atas, Anis okay ke?
Okay, Doktor.
Okay. So try to check. Itu problem tu Taufik.
Okay, Doktor.
Macam mana nak solve the problem? We are problem solver kan, engineer.
Ya, Doktor.
Jadi dari awal tadi ke yang masa ni je?
Baru ya, Doktor.
Baru sahaja. Okay, so try to check. Okay. Chan.
Yes, Doktor.
Jawab soalan ni.
Ya.
Jawab soalan ni.
A. The answer is A.
The answer is A. Kenapa A?
Because wait we can.
Is knowledge and understanding of construction material important to all civil engineers? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So why?
We can.
Mana Chan? Okay, Chan bagi nombor Chan 1 hingga 48. Satu nombor.
48.
48. 48. Yong. 48 ni Yong kan? Yelah Yong. Yong Welun. Yong.
Yes, Doktor.
Okay. So answer dia apa? A kan?
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Okay, definitely memang. So sebab apa? Why?
Because the different type of material have a different quality material. So
so apa?
So when we choose the quality of material from the beginning, can avoid a bigger problem happen at the later time. So let's say we cannot use the bamboo compared with the concrete as our subbins of the construction. Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Okay, alright. So please everybody, okay. You can understand what I'm talking, what we deal with in class. I presume that you can understand everything. But the problem is when you want to answer, when you yourself want to explain. So this is the biggest problem I can see. So please take note. Please take note. Bila kita once you answer why this, why that, in terms of justification dia macam mana, please take note. Please take note that. I can see the biggest problem is in terms of you understand something but you want to explain, you want to elaborate, you want to there's a apa ni lack of apa ni kita kata kurang sikit lah. So please make sure that. Alright. So why we use timber? So in terms of reasoning lah, why we are still now using timber. So in terms of insulation properties, because timber dia tak panas, insulation. In terms of sound absorption, for example, the carbon dioxide emission is less compared to if let's say we use reinforced concrete. Reinforced concrete contains cement. So cement, the production of cement will produce CO2, effect on environment. Sustainable material. What we talk about sustainable material. Apa maksud sustainable material? Olivia Patrick. Mana Olivia? Olivia tak ada.
Boleh dengar?
Olivia mana?
Okay.
What is meant by sustainable material? Timber is sustainable material.
Timber dia eco-friendly macam tu. Eco-friendly, and kalau compared to concrete, kan concrete dia high emission of carbon dioxide. So if we use timber, dia eco-friendly and less emission of carbon dioxide.
Jawapan tu betul tak dengan soalan tu? The question is sustainable material. What is meant by sustainability? Sustainable.
Good for good.
Okay. So nowadays we have the thank you Olivia. So nowadays we have the term of green, sustainable. So we need to understand, as engineer we need to understand why timber is considered as sustainable material, because we can replant the trees compared to, let's say, natural aggregate. So once we consume the natural aggregate in our construction, so we cannot replant the natural aggregate though. But timber we can replant. So which is sustainable. We can keep on generating the apa ni timber ni. And then timber also good strength. Concrete good in compression, weak in tension. Concrete good in compression, weak in tension. But timber, in terms of compression, is good, tension is good, shear good, impact good. So in terms of the strength, so timber is more better compared to concrete in terms of the strength properties there. Compression, tensile, shear strength, impact strength compared to concrete, for example. So these are some of the reasons why timber is still being used in our construction. So these are again, so the invention of cross-laminated timber. So we can make the bigger size, longer span, prefabricated home construction, speed of timber construction, faster construction, easier compared to concrete. So we need to wait until 28 days. construction of timber, cost of timber construction at the moment is a bit higher lah because of the high price of the timber. Strength of the timber in construction, strength of the timber good. Insulation properties, environment impact. So we can replant the sustainability. So there are some of the reason why we still use timber. Okay, so you can read this through, and the one that we explained here, benefit of the timber, as comparison still can expand or even collapse at high heat, but the timber becomes stronger as the heat increases. This is due to the microstructure, due to the changes of the microstructure. If there's a heat, which means that the moisture content of the timber will reduce. So once the moisture content of the timber reduce, the cell will be smaller, shrink. So these are the some of the benefits of the timber. All right. And then in terms of fabrication, simple. Some of the timber is light, lightness. We can reuse. Availability, it depends. Availability is depends on the current situation. But can be renewable. We can replant. Simple connection, environmental compatibility, and so on. So we need to understand that. In terms of the strength, in terms of the overall strength, again, why we use concrete? Concrete is good in compression, but in tensile properties, tension properties of the concrete is very low. What is the percentage of the tensile strength of the concrete compared to compressive strength? Syukrina, Fikriah. Tensile strength of the concrete compared to compressive strength, berapa persen? Syukrina tak ada Siti Syakirah. Siti Syakirah, tak ada? Tak ada. Wan Nur Syafiqah. Ni ramai tak ada ni.
Yes, Doktor.
Okey. Apa soalan saya tadi?
Percentage.
Tensile strength of the concrete is about how many percent compared to compressive strength?
10 to 12%.
10?
To 12.
Okay. 10, average katalah 10%. Senang macam tu kan? 10%. Okay. So these are the things that we need to understand. Itu concrete. But for timber, so in terms of compressive strength, tensile, flexural, impact, is better than concrete. Comparable lah. Alright. So the process of timber process ni, so from this log, daripada tree ni, these trees, and then we cut, and then we have this, and then we cut, go to the factories, kilang, cut into different sizes. So this is the process. So we need to understand the process that we need to be done. How this process affect the quality of the timber. Okay, so we have different sizes. Ini different sizes tak apa. Okay, alright. So the process of making timber, ini very very important. So in the form of lumber, piece of wood cut from tree trunks. Ini lumber. Wood product, we have blue laminated timber, pressed wood, chipboard, so etc. ni, ataupun yang lain-lain. So this is we call as wood product. Towards the end ni kita akan tengok. Alright. When we talk about timber, so we classify into normally into two biggest category lah, I would say. Okay, so the first one is hardwood. Okay, the second one is softwood. Kayu keras dan kayu lembut. So we have these two, hardwood and softwood. Okay, so what is the difference between hardwood and softwood? These are the difference. So normally in tropical climate we have hardwood. For the seasonal climate countries, normally they have softwood. Okay, so this criteria or this classification is based on the botanical aspect. Botanical means related to the area whereby the timber is grown. So let's say for example hardwood, tree that has broad leaf. Dia punya daun-daun je lebar, broad leaves compared to pine tree like this. Shade with hard shell mostly grow in tropical climate. Okay. Alright. So in terms of the hardness, so normally the hardwood is harder than the softwood normally, but it doesn't mean that way 100%. Some of the softwood is harder than hardwood because we have different types, so many different types of wood species. So we need to consider that. Okay. So normally in our construction, so for those member that will carry load, or we consider as a structural member, so we need timber that has certain strength. That is for structural application. For example, if let's say as a column, beam, wall, roof, trusses, floor, we can use hardwood, for example, this one, because hardwood is stronger than softwood in general term. Okay. All right. So when we talk about timber, one of the aspect that we need to understand also is in terms of the growth ring. Growth ring means it's a combination of early wood plus late wood. Growth ring is combination of early wood plus late wood. What is early wood? What is late wood? Okay. So we can see some of the timber kan ada ring macam ni, bulat-bulat macam ni, ring. We call that as growth ring. It's a combination of early wood, late wood. So early wood sell with larger opening during winter, for example. Late wood sell with smaller opening during summer, summer than winter. So which mean that one ring, it relates to 1 year of the timber. The age of the timber is one ring is 1 for 1 year because a combination of early wood and late wood. But normally in tropical climate countries, so we cannot see easily in terms of the growth ring. This one. So if let's say we calculate and we have a 20 growth ring here, so we can estimate that the age of the timber is 20 years, something like that. Okay. All right. So when we talk about the strength and durability, the properties of the timber itself, so we cannot run away from the cell, wood cell, this one. It's very important to understand, to relate the strength and durability of timber. Wood cell, this one. We have different size of cell here. Okay. So if let's say we want to relate cell and concrete, okay, because in order to produce a stronger and durable concrete, so the concrete must be dense. Dense means less void. Same concept applies in our timber. So in order for the timber to be strong and then for the timber to be durable, so the wood cell must be smaller size. So in a wood cell here we have cell wall, this one, the outer one. So the inside one is we call it as cell cavity. Cell wall, cell cavity. Kena ingat ni, because I will read this later on. Okay, so different types of timber, they produce different types size of cell cavity. Apa tu dia cell wall and cell cavity. Okay. In Asia, so they classify timber based on density and also durability. So the higher the density of the timber, the higher will be the durability. Why? Because the higher the density of the timber, meaning to say that the microstructure of the timber will be denser. Okay. For example, heavyweight hardwood. Contoh dia balau, cengal. So the density is higher compared to the lightweight hardwood. This one. So in terms of durability, is very higher compared to the others. So we have heavyweight hardwood, normal, intermediate weight hardwood, and so on. So these are the classification. So which means that we need to understand. So the higher the density of the timber, the more durable of the timber and higher strength. Why? Because the microstructure of timber relate to the cell of timber, individual cell. So that's why it's very important to understand this cell, the size of the cell, the individual cell, and so on. So it is very important to understand that. Okay. All right. So if let's say we want to differentiate, so just to make understand in terms of the microstructure. So we have a timber that is very dense microstructure like this, or we call that in bahasa we call kayu jati, jati tree. Is very dense like this. And then we compare with banana tree, ataupun kayu pisang ni. Okay. So the microstructure of the banana tree is like this. The jati tree is like this. So which one will be the stronger? Wong Shiwei, mana satu yang lebih kuat?
Yang jati tree yang lebih kuat.
Why?
Because the wood cells smaller.
Smaller lagi? Yalah, wood cell smaller lah ni. Company very dense, padat kan, compared to this one kan? Betul?
Betul.
Okay. So jati tree is small, in terms of the microstructure is very dense. So the cell is very small. Cell opening, cell cavity they very small compared to banana tree. If let's say we cut banana tree, you can. Muhammad, you know banana tree?
No, doctor, I have never seen one before.
Okay, you go when you walk around, just see lah in Malaysia kita so we have so many banana tree, in certain area. Okay. Alright.
Okay, doctor.
Yeah. Alright. Okay. Alright. So the macrostructure or the size of the cell, wood cell, will affect the strength. Also will affect the durability of the timber. Yeah. Okay. Can we use this banana tree as a column? Xiu Wei Hao. Saya tak guna as a column.
Yes, doctor.
Boleh tak?
Tak boleh.
Tak boleh. Why tak boleh? Why cannot?
Because it's not dense and a lot of voids, so the column will collapse.
So, you are an engineer, isn't it?
I'm not yet.
Yelah, not yet lah. But we talk about engineer lah. So engineer what? Problem solver kan?
Yes.
How can we make this banana tree as a column? Boleh tak? You kata tak boleh tadi, tapi now we are problem solver. Can we make it as a column?
I don't think so. It can.
You don't think so? Okay lah. Siu Apa lagi ni? Wan tadi dah. Wong tadi dah kan? Tengok saya tengok ni. Saya ambil masa nak panggil you all ni. Muhammad Syafiq. Syafiq Ikmal. Where are you? Syafiq. How can I use this banana tree as a column? Sebagai tiang.
Boleh tadi. Tak boleh.
Tak boleh. Memang tak boleh lah.
Sebab dia memang structure dia punya Dalam.
Tak boleh lah.
Ha.
Tapi Malaysia boleh.
Tukar dengan mungkin dengan KU lain boleh tu.
So banana tree memang tak boleh lah Bisa set kolom lah. Semua kata macam tu. Okay. Siapa lagi ni? Nadrah. Where is Nadrah? Nadrah, where are you? Tak ada. Nur Nadia. Nur Nadia. Tak ada juga. Nur Alia Fatihah.
Ya, betul.
Soalan yang sama.
Yang nak guna banana tree tu.
Ya.
Tak boleh.
Tak boleh?
Ya.
Kenapa tak boleh?
Sebab dia banyak, kalau tengok dekat batang ni dia banyak lubang-lubang.
Okay.
Nanti dia tak kuat.
Okay. So we cannot use lah
Ya, betul.
Definitely tak boleh lah gunakan. Kalau saya kata boleh?
Kena modify kot.
Yalah, we need to think out of the box, out of the world. Okay. So these are the things as engineer. Terima kasih Nur Alia. So these are as engineer we need to think out of the box. The term is normally out of the box, but the box is so small. We need to think out of the world. Okay. So if let's say we inject grout here, inject grout, grout, grout. Okay. So once the grout harden, so the grout filling the void here. So once the grout harden, so it will produce the strength to the timber ni. So the cell is as a confinement or as a formwork to the grout. Okay. So try to think on that way. So which means that it is not just simply tak boleh, memang tak boleh. No. So we need to, as engineer, we need to think the other way around. Is it possible or not possible? Okay, alright. So the number of growth ring is related to the age of the tree. So which means that how old is the tree will be. And also the higher the number of the trees, so the strength of the tree will be also increased because the age of the tree is higher. Okay, so it can also be related to strength and durability of the timber can be related. All right. Okay, so the most important properties of timber, the most important property that will affect the strength and durability of the timber is in terms of the moisture content. One is moisture content, the other one is density. Density related to the size of the cell of the timber. Okay, moisture content. So one of the factors that will affect the strength of the concrete is the amount of water content. Okay, so it's not far from the concept of the kita punya properties of concrete. So moisture content. So the higher the moisture content, the lower will be the strength and durability of timber. So later on we will discuss further lah. Alright. So for example, if let's say we have this modulus of rupture, specific gravity, specific gravity related to density of the timber. So this is air dry of timber and in green timber. So air dry of timber, which means that the timber, the moisture content is 19% or less. Green timber, the moisture content is higher than that. Okay. So if let's say we have a specific gravity between the less moisture content and higher moisture content, the strength will be different. So lower moisture content will have higher strength compared to timber that has higher moisture content. So when relate to the moisture content of timber, okay, so we have this chart, we have this graph. This is related to the fiber saturation point. So in which that if let's say the moisture content lower than fiber saturation point, the strength of the timber will be increased. But if let's say the moisture content is higher than the fiber saturation point, the strength or the quality of the properties of the timber will be constant like this. So what is fiber saturation point? What is the effect of moisture content? Then we need to understand, make sure that everybody understand that. Okay, so normally for the fiber saturation point is about 25 to 30% of the moisture of the timber. Okay, so the moisture of the timber we can determine whether it is using equipment like this is to estimate, or we can put in oven and then we can determine the moisture content. So these are the formula. It's a very easy formula to determine the moisture content. And in fact, the timber or wood is hygroscopic material, so whereby it can absorb, can dissolve moisture. Okay, if let's say we dry the timber, let's say we put the timber in oven, 0% moisture content, and then we put outside, open like this, and then we'll absorb certain amount of moisture because of the hygroscopic properties. And then when we talk about wood, when we cut the timber, the wood ni, timber ni, so the moisture content can be 100%, can be 400%. If let's say, for example, kayu pisang or banana tree, probably the moisture content is 400%. So much of moisture inside the tree compared to if let's say kayu jati or harder wood. So we need to reduce this moisture content. So this is the process of we call as seasoning process or drying process of the timber. So we need to reduce the moisture content in order to improve the strength and durability properties of the timber. Okay, alright. So moisture that available in kita punya timber, we call that as we have two, bound water and also free water. Free water is the one that inside the cell cavity. Bound water is inside the cell wall. So these are the two areas whereby the moisture content available in the kita punya tree. Okay, alright. So I try to find a slide that I can stop. Okay, so fiber saturation point is when the cell cavity empty, meaning to say there is no water in cell cavity or just contain air only, but the cell wall, this one is still saturated with water. Then that is the point whereby we call that as fiber saturation point. Okay, I repeat again, fiber saturation point is when cell cavity is empty or contain only air. There is no more water, there is no more moisture inside the cell cavity. But in the cell wall, still saturated with water. So that is the point whereby we call that as fiber saturation point. So most of the trees is about 20 to 30%. So depending on the species of kita punya timber. Okay, so this is very important because it will change the strength, the microstructure of the timber. Okay, above fiber saturation point, volume and mechanical properties of timber unchanged or constant. Yang ni, although the density of the timber start to decrease. But below the fiber saturation point, so this part, okay, so wood cell will start to decrease because of the loss of moisture. So at this moment, the cell wall still saturated with water, but upon drying process again, so the cell wall will start to lose its moisture content, and then it start to shrink. So once the cell wall start to shrink, so the overall cell size of the cell will start to shrink. So the cell start to shrink, the microstructure of the timber start to be denser, smaller and smaller, very dense. So that's why the strength start to increase. Below fiber saturation point, wood shrink, and then the strength start to increase. In a picture, for example, we can see like this. So this is at the here, okay. And then once the all the moisture in the cell cavity empty, fiber saturation point, and then once we heat again, and then the cell wall will lose moisture, and then it start to shrink. So that's why this is the outcome, whereby the strength of the timber start to increase. Okay, so this is the process whereby we need to do before we can use timber in our construction. Okay, so I stop in this slide 40. So we continue next week. Okay, so before we start, anybody want to ask anything? Anybody? Najib ke apa? Tak ada? Ini? No?
No, Doctor.
Ada nak tanya apa-apa tak?
No, Doctor.
No, alright. So semua nak apa ni, nak makan lah ni. Okay. Alright. Okay. So thank you very much. If let's say you or should you have any question, whatever it is, just apa ni, ask me lah. Alright. So please take care. See you next week.
See you, Doctor. Thank you.
Okay. Alright. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Happy New Year.
Thank you, Doctor.